ratio decidendi has been defined by some jurists and professors such as Professor Keeton defined ratio decidendi as a principle of law formulated by the judge for the very purpose of deciding a problem. Professor Goodhat defined it taking into consideration of all the facts as material by the judge who decided the case. But he was strongly criticized by Professor Stone. According to Professor Stone, Goodhat had difficult to determine which fact the precedent court regarded as material. Next one is Professor Salmond. Salmond defined it as decisions containing principles which have authoritative element. So, out of these four definitions, the definition of Keeton is relating to certain principle, specific principle of a law, and that is decided the problem, and while deciding that problem, the decision reached, and from that decision, which particular principle or rule of law is applied, that is the ratio decidency of that case. Professor Goodhat somehow emphasized on the material of the facts that was decided in a case by the judge, and that fact of that material would be considered as ratio decidendi. But Professor Stone criticized Professor Goodhat that it would be very difficult to find out what is the fact or the material that would decide the very problem. So, according to Stone, this fact of the precedent regarded as material is difficult to determine or to consider. But the best definition is given by Professor Salmond, as he told that the decision containing principles, and those principles or rule of law which have binding authority or binding force over all subordinate and inferior courts, that is the ratio decidendi of that case. So Salmond exactly defined the very legal principles or rule of law which are associated in a particular decision or judgment or in a decided case, which would be followed by the subordinate and inferior courts in the same or similar nature of cases in subsequent time or in future times. So, the very emphasis on legal principles and rule of law by Salmond is the real definition and meaning of ratio decidendi.